Hey, so I thought this may be a useful video to make for some people. So basically, one of the best ways to become an expert or an authority in your niche is to basically cover as much as possible in regards to whatever your topic is or whatever products you're trying to rank for. I'm just using Sonic's example because Sonic itself is a good example of like a strong brand. It's also a good example of someone who makes quality laptops. So let's just say, for example purposes, we're trying to become authority in, say, Sony laptops or Sony computers, whatever you call them. So we could then do our biggest article covering lots of different things about Sony laptops. We could do our biggest one, which say has got say 10,000 words for example purposes. Okay, we could then do some specs about the laptops. This could be different parts of specs. For example, one might have a hard drive of, say, for argument's sake, 200 gigabytes. Another one might have 400, 500, 1 terabyte, and so on. So we could do things like that, like, for example, the size of a hard drive. How much RAM's in it? What's the ROM like? What's the display like? What's the keyboards like? So we could go into lots of different things like that. The specs, the quality, the color, how it feels when you basically put your fingers on it to obviously type things or use the mouse in it. We could do things like that in the specs, or we could have another thing such as, touch screen, how it feels when you touch it. So we could do like a touch article, a touch screen article. We could do an article about the monitors or screens or display, depending on what to call it. We could also do an article covering the brand as a whole. Do we think it's really good? Do we think it's bad? Do we think it's in the middle? Some history about the founder of Sony, some history about the computers. When was the first computer made? We could do an article about that. We could do some articles about what we consider the most famous or most important Sony laptops. We could also do ones about, say, the most expensive Sony laptops ever made. We could also do some articles about the cheapest ones. So, in theory, if we do all these sort of things, we become inferior to Google or to other people. We become inferior to expert in regards to Sony keyboards, Sony computers, that kinds of stuff. So that's what you can do if you want to become like an authority or niche. You kind of have to cover as much as possible to basically get to first page of Google. Once you do all these sort of things and you're sure your articles are really good, you checked the content, you read it, your images are quality, you've done interlinking right, then it's time to do some serious link building. Once you do your serious link building together, you should be able to get first page of Google. If you've done everything right and you're obviously making money from either an affiliate perspective, or if you have some way you can actually obviously send computers Sony wise to people, then do that. From the e-commerce way to do it rather than the affiliate way, then do that. Or if you want to basically make money from another way, for example, maybe you're going to sell courses about software engineering or something else. As long as you got some way to make money, or you simply just want to do it for a bit of fun, then do it. But you generally want to focus on some way to get money for your site or your business or your client's site before you basically take on any website as a whole. If you just want a hobby, write about something you're really into, then cool, go for it. But if your goal is to make money, you have to sort of structure things right, and also make sure as well you don't ever do the same article twice. For example, let's just say we already did one called, for example, the first ever Sony laptop, just call it first Sony laptop. When we got another one called One Sony Laptop, it's basically the same article, just different wording, which does the same purpose. And say one's got, say, 2,000 words, one's got 1,500 words. You're basically competing against yourself. So if you have like that, then delete one you don't need, or whichever is the best. If for some reason you find out your 1,500 getting higher click through, higher traffic, then leave your 1,500 and delete your second one. But if you have any pieces of content which are unique in your 2001, then add it in or reword it to suit whatever style you're trying to do in regards to basically trying to rank first page for different keywords and career phrases. And that's basically how it's actually become inferior and authority in your niches, by basically linking out as much as things as possible, interlinking, and also doing enough to make sure you're seen to Google or another search engine as the authority, the expert, the master in whatever niche you're trying to rank for as a whole. Anyway, that's all for the video. Have a good weekend and see ya.